EscoNitz, and welcome back to another episode of Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright. We're on day 2 of Turnabout Sisters, so let's go ahead and load this. September 7th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 1. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fay. How should I voice him? The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth, I'd better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be on me in an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fay, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then. If we may call our first witness, Your Honor. The prosecution calls the chief officer to the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir, the name's Dick the Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. The body was found by this window here. And the cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hand, sir. The court accepts the statue as evidence. They're still calling it a statue. Now, detective. Yes, sir? You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fay, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence. Maya Fay's arrest. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were already 2 people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fay, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fay. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fay at the very moment of the murder. The very moment, you say. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Whoosh. Smack. Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness's testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It's worked lots of times. I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give this a try. Something the matter? No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. Maya Fay's arrest. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. Who did you say you got a call from? Hey pal, don't play dumb. You know who. The call was from a customer at the Gateway Hotel, right across from the crime scene. Okay, I pressed. Not sure it did much though. Right, please continue. There were 2 people there already. Detective Gumshoe, between you receiving the call and your arrival at the scene of the crime. Right, I'd say it was about 3 minutes. That's pretty fast. Our motto this month is quick response. That's how I got there before the killer got away. Indeed. So, tell us who the 2 people you found on the scene were. Yes, sir. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Are you absolutely sure it was us? Listen, pal, your dumb act will only get you so far. With her funky hippie clothes and your spiky hair, you two stand out like suspicious people at a crime scene. Well, he does have a point about her. She is pretty unmistakable. I should pick my points to press with a little more care. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why is that? What's your reason? Why? We had a witness account describing her. Hold on just 1 second. Yeah? I heard correctly. You said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Huh? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly what about the suspicious woman in pink's claim was hard evidence? Well, what? Miss May isn't suspicious, and she sure isn't pink, pal. Well, I guess she is pink.
That's enough. Detective Gumshoe, do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective?
I guess pressing can have its advantage. Yes! Sorry, I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor.
Very well. Let's hear your testimony again.
Hard evidence. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was clearly written in blood. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How you like that? That's my hard evidence.
Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective.
Your Honor?
Why didn't you testify about this vital piece of evidence the first time?
I know. I'm a real embarrassed that I forgot about it, Your Honor, sir.
Try to be more careful. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination.
After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of crime with my own eyes. And did you find any evidence? Now, don't jump the gun on me, pal. Just listen, I'm getting to the good part. I got a bad feeling about this. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. Just because you found it next to the body doesn't mean the victim wrote it. Ho-ho! Then who did write it, smarty pants? Who? The killer. The killer. Anyone can see that. Huh? You're saying the killer wrote her own name? Buddy, please. She was framed. Hold on. If that's the case, where's your evidence? I guess that was a bit of a tall order for you. Those without evidence shouldn't open their mouths, Mr. Wright. Yeah, pal! Well, Detective, tell us what was written on that memo you found. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. You have proof it was Mia who wrote that? Of course I do, pal. Uh-oh, you sounded pretty confident. This might not be good. Lab test results showed the blood was the victim's. What kind of tests were these again? Huh? What kind? Well, I hear they take the, little bits in the blood, the, hermoglobin bobbin? I refuse to testify on this matter, pal. I'm no expert on blood tests.
Yes, that was quite clear. You may continue with your testimony.
Thanks, pal. I mean, Your Honor, sir. Detective Gumshoe. Yeah? I look forward to your next evaluation, as should you. Oh. That was a mess. Right, where was I? Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. On which hand was the bloody finger, Detective? The right hand. She was right-handed. Nice try! Uh-oh, I guess it wasn't too hard to see what I was getting at there. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. Detective Gumshoe, you get a lot of cases where the victim actually writes the killer's name? Sure, it happens all the time in books and the movies. This isn't a movie, Detective. Ugh. Let's talk about reality, shall we? I guess I haven't heard of many cases. No. Don't you find it a little odd that the victim would write down a name? Especially the name of her own sister? Yeah, actually, you got a point, pal. Stop right there. The witness's opinion on the matter is irrelevant. The facts are clear. The victim wrote down the name of the accused. The victim told us the name of her killer.
Order! Order!
That didn't go so well. That's right, what he said. That's his whole testimony. Okay, there has to be a contradiction in there somewhere. Let's find it. No. I see. Death was instantaneous. Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say that the victim, Mia Fey, wrote this note. That she was accusing the defendant, Mia Fey? That's really what you're saying? Well, what? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have? You have it backwards, Detective. But backwards? The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, Detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. That. No butting your way out of this one, Detective.
Order! Order! The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had the time to write anything down.
Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? But when? The day after the murder. It was the day after the murder. The prosecution point being... That autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. But what? A second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object, but there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. No way! Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all.
I see.
Damn you, Edgeworth! I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say? I am a sham! You're a sham, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, I've heard there's nothing you won't do to get your verdict. What reason could you possibly have had to request a second autopsy report?
Mr. Wright, the defense will refrain from personal attacks on the prosecution.
No matter, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, say what you will. The evidence in this report is undeniable. Your Honor, I submit this report to the court.
Understood. The court accepts the evidence.
Autopsy report updated. It says May. Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer.
I suppose that's the obvious conclusion. Yes.
Darn, this isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor, innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes.
Let the witness, Miss April May, take the stand.
Exactly what part of her is innocent? Witness, your name, please. April May. At your service. Wink.
Order. An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. This is not good. She's already captured the heart of every man in this courtroom. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th when the murder occurred? Gee, I was, in my hotel room, tee. Oh, so she's, supposed to be the bimbos type? I checked in right after lunch. And this hotel is directly across from the Fayco and Co law offices? That's right, big boy.
Please, testify to the court about what you saw.
Oh God, no. Why don't you come up into my room, big boy? It was 9 at night. I looked out the window, you know. And then, ooh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman, dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Whew, I do declare. Then the woman with long hair, she kinda slumped. The end. That's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy wink. Well, Your Honor?
I see. It is a remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any.
But wait, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Wright?
What about my cross-examination?
I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm. Wink. Didn't you?
Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Mia Fey's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you!
Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness?
Of course I'm doing it. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination. If only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness.
Very well. You may begin your cross-examination.
Witness's account. Whew, it was 9 at night. I looked out the window, you know. Why did you do that? Huh? Why? Why what? Why did you look out the window? Were you expecting to see something? Oh, well, gee. What, that's it? She can't get out of this question that easily. I sort of, you know. I had a feeling. Well, I have a feeling she's trying to avoid the question. Maybe I should press a little harder? Sure. Let's see how far I can run with this. Surely you must have had a reason to look out your window at the time of night. Ooh. Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness. But badgering? You insist on needling her with these trivial questions. I really don't think it should be allowed.
Yeah, stop him! The poor girl! Order.
Mr. Wright,
you have been warned.
Poor girl? What about poor me? You looked out the window. What did you see next? And then, whew, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. A woman with long hair? That was Mia Fey? Slender, sort of. Well, some people might say pretty, if that's your sim. Sure thing. And the person attacking her? The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. How did you know she was the defendant? Huh? Well, you know. She had a girliest physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay? There was only one person at the scene of the crime with a short, girlish figure. The testimony is bulletproof, Your Honor. He's right. Question the testimony. Hold on a minute, that testimony stinks. What? Miss May, I'm willing to bet you saw nothing. Did you really see the defendant at all?
Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this?
Yes, what is the meaning? Somebody tell me, because I'm clueless. About this, I mean. Okay. If you had really witnessed my client, Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. I mean, no one wears clothes like this on a daily basis except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. Now, the hairdo I can understand. It's hair. But the clothes, yeah. It's a kimono, honestly. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus. But...
Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder.
She was, Your Honor. I saw her. And so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May? What are you trying to say? You mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary, darling.
Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please admit nothing. Testimony.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl. I promise. Wink. Unless you want me to be bad.
Your testimony again, if you would.
Damn, I almost had her. Witness's account. I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock. The kind of statue-y clock. The thinker, I think? Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you? Tee-hee. How did she know it was a clock?
I see. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please, begin the cross-examination.
I did see everything. I did.
Oh, you saw me then, too?
Of course. I'd remember that spiky hair anywhere.
Spiky? The witness will refrain from personal attacks on the defense attorney.
Oh, was I a bad girl? I'm sorry.
Very well. Continue.
The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right.
Is that right as in your right as you looked from the hotel?
Which hand do I hold my knife in again? Right. It was my right hand, right? Satisfied, Mr. Wright? Please, continue.
Wait.
Wait. Okay, she's facing this way. She ran to the right. Okay. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. How convenient for you to remember her hippie clothes. That's what she was wearing. Oh, And her hair was all done up like a bun.
What happened then?
And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. Where did this weapon come from? She picked it up from the desk.
I see. What sort of weapon was it?
That clock. The kind of statue-y clock? The thinker, I think? How do you know about that? Clock? Didn't this come up in another testimony recently? Well, don't look so sour, Mr. Lawyer. You can't win them all. No, but I have a feeling I'm onto something now. Oh, is that the last one? How do you know about the clock? Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing. Revealing? Ooh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Oh, naughty Mr. Lawyer. You just said that this statue of the thinker was a clock. There's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock too, and he was found guilty of murder.
Order! Order!
Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? Ooh, The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns.
Yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright.
The questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once.
Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness.
Whew, that was close. If he stopped me there, the trial would have been over. Huh? What? So what happens now? What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock? What? That's because I heard it? Yes, I heard it say the time. So you've been to the law offices of Fanco? No. Hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room. The law offices of Fanco, where the murder took place, is very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock.
Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied?
No, Your Honor. I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because I couldn't have run. Your Honor, members of the court, it is inconceivable that the clock in question rang. It's empty. That clock is missing its clockwork.
How could you possibly?
Just take a look right now.
Oh!
See anything interesting, Your Honor?
It is as the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this?
Because as you can see, the clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big fat liar. Fat? Well, Miss May? Quite a show you've put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow he knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty, as you say. It can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there is no contradiction.
That's true. That is a possibility. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it.
And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor.
Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove when the clockwork was removed?
Yes, I can. Oh, impossible, of course. I have proof. What? Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed. Take a look at this.
That's a very cute cell phone.
Woohoo, you have a girly phone. Well, wait, this isn't my phone. Listen, this is the defendant's cell phone and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder.
Order!
The defendant's cell phone? This wasn't brought to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it? A good detective better remember, he's up for evaluation soon. Gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Let's hear the conversation. Beep. So, you want me to hold on to the thinker for you then? If you could. I should probably tell you. The clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out. Sorry. September 5th, 9:27 a.m. Your Honor, I think this makes it clear the clockwork was already gone by the time this was reported. Which was well before the witness even arrived at her hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that weapon was a clock? Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was it? That again? I go to so many. Whoops, I forgot. Wink.
So, the witness had seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defense have any objections?
Yeah, Larry made it. The witness claims she had seen it before, but this directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court.
Well then, let's see it. Please produce this evidence that will prove the witness had not seen the clock before.
It's simple. This clock was never in any store, ever. What? A friend of mine made that clock. Only two exist in the world. And the one that isn't here is in police custody. Impossible! Everything is sold in stores. Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Oh? Excuse is not on sale today? What's it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Die!
Whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witnesses will remain calm.
Silly me. Did I, lose it? I guess I did. Wink. It's scary.
Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior?
Okay, this is it. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. This April May, you knew the weapon was a clock was because you had heard about it. The witness had never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock. She heard? That is correct, Your Honor. There is no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock. And I can show you the proof.
Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me evidence proving that the witness had heard the murder weapon was a clock.
Have a look at this. Ooh, that? I found this in Miss May's room.
Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is.
Miss April May, you were tapping the victim, Miss Mia Fey's phone, were you not? Ooh, Ugh. Your Honor, this is irrelevant.
I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap.
This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which it's not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah? I think I can. It's simple. What? Here's my proof. The proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon was a clock was this. She said it was a clock, right? Okay. I present the defendant's cell phone. Yes, we've seen that. Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on to. Again? What's it this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like that statue of the thinker, and it tells you the time. Miss April May, you used the wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong? Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer.
Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May.
Shut up, all of you! What gives you the right to talk to me like that? You lawyer! It's not fair. All of you ganging up on me like that. Oh, so I'm the bad girl, is that it? Is that it? That did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May now. Now to deal the final blow. She didn't do it. Why the wiretap? Why did you tap her phone? Answer the question. Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't tippity-tapping irrelevant? Ah, she's saying exactly what Edgeworth wants her to say. Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant.
While this court does not condone the defense's tone of voice, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation for the court? Can you prove you had nothing to do with this murder, even though you tapped her phone?
Ah, I'd like to see her pull that off. Mr. Lawyer, I saw that evil grin. You were probably thinking, I'd like to see her pull that off, weren't you? Damn, she's good. Well, you're not the first man who's thought that. And, of course, I can and will. You can't be serious. No way. Way, I say. Way. Oh, and I assure you, I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Okay, so the killing happened now around 9 at night? Why, that's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy. Room service? Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee, you know, like normal coffee, but cold. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts, and then you have regular cold coffee. Iced coffee? Think I'm making this up? Ask the bellboy. Wink. Ergo, the witness was not on the scene at the time of the murder.
So, where does that leave us?
It is my great displeasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, that is a separate crime, with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Maya Fey, commit murder. No, they're going to let her just walk away. There's no way I can win this unless I tie Miss May to the murder somehow.
Well, does the defendant have anything to say?
Well, come on, think of something. Call the bellboy as a witness. The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious here, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I think you've sunk quite low enough already. I object to calling the bellboy. Why? What's your reason? Because I hold that wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. Condition? If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognize that Miss April May was not the killer. Thus, she is innocent. And thereby, you must also accept the verdict of guilty for Miss Maya Fey. That is my condition. What? I'd better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony. Otherwise, Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. What should I do? Sure. Alright, I've got nothing to lose, except for, well, everything. Understood, I accept your condition. Fool. You fell right into my trap. Uh-oh. Wait.
Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand.
I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy. What voice did I give him again? Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of work, sir. I'm happy to be of service.
That tea set looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony.
Very good, sir. I am the head bellboy at the Fine Gateway Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 p.m. in the evening from our guest, Miss May. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her door. To be brought to her at 9 on the dot, sir. I brought it into her at precisely the requested time, of course. And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. How could she have witnessed it then?
I see. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
Right. I'm ready, I hope. This is it. If I can't prove Miss May was involved with murders now, Maya will be finished. I am the head bellboy at the Fine Gatewater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. What exactly is it you do at the hotel?
Why, anything required of me, sir. I check in on guests, I check out guests. I clean rooms, I make beds. I even deliver room service, sir. I check Miss May in personally.
Are you always so prim?
Mr. Wright, you will refrain from asking frivolous questions.
I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from our guest, Miss May. Are you sure it was Miss May on the phone?
Absolutely, sir.
How can you be so certain?
I checked Miss May in personally, sir. Not only did I see her in all her stunning radiance, but I also heard her voice. And then I saw them, and The point being, I remembered her quite well, sir. Yes, what then? She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9, on the dot, sir.
9 on the dot, you say?
Yes, I confirmed that detail several times. She was watching a program on the TV in which to drink after she finished it.
9, the time of the murder. Precisely 9 then. Precisely, exactly, and most definitely, sir, 9 p.m. Oh, oops. How can you be so sure?
Miss May was quite insistent that it be brought then.
Oh, bellboy, tea. I'd like iced coffee at exactly 9. Something like that, sir. Therefore, I knocked on her door at the crank of 9, sir. Why would she be so particular about the time? And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss... You are sure it was Miss April May herself? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely? Yes, sir. As in, so very absolutely, sir. It's an endearing mannerism of mine. How come you're so very certain? Well, when I brought the room service, sir, the guest, sir, favored me with an embracer, sir. What? Embracer, is that French for embraced? It's French for kiss, sir. Sir, but not a French kiss, sir. More of a peck on the cheek, sir. But why would she have done that? I believe perhaps she was momentarily swayed by my prim demeanor, sir. It was a moment I shall never ever forget, sir. Sounds pretty fishy to me. I think our Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her. It's no good. There's nothing there. Is that it? Finally, you understand? This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here.
It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand.
I can't let this happen, can I? What's that? Well, wait, please, wait.
Yes, does the defense have something to add? One last question. Let me ask one last question.
Oh, Your Honor, I must object. This shroud of justice has gone on long enough.
Now, Mr. Edgeworth. All right, Mr. Wright. I'll give you one more question. That's all.
Okay. This is really it now. This is my last chance. What do I ask him about? Let's do this. Room service or check-in? It's not bed making. Let's try. Tell me again about her room service. Again, sir? At exactly 9, the guest had requested iced coffee. $18 was the charge, as I recall. I see. $18? Doesn't that seem a bit expensive? Yes, well, iced coffee for 2, you know. And we don't skimp on the ice, sir. What did he say? What did you say? Rather, quite... Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Was someone else staying in Miss May's room? I object. That was objectionable.
Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question.
Yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Well, sir, you didn't ask. Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Ah, yes, quite, indeed. It was the barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who... He asked me not to mention it if I wasn't specifically asked, sir. Ugh! You fool! I've done it. I won. Miss April May checked into a twin room with a man. Correct? Yes, sir. Then, when you brought them room service, you didn't see that man in the room? That's right, sir. Your Honor, we have just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I hold that it's impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? And who, Mr. Wright? Who is this other person? Simple. It was... the man with Miss May. The man who checked in with Miss May. Ugh! Your Honor, as has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone. Yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. My, what a convenient little setup. But it's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court. Upstart, amateur! These accusations are ludicrous.
Enough! The court acknowledges the defense argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Am I understood?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
That is all today for the trial of Maya Fey. Court is adjourned.
Okay. September 7th, 2:24 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there. Really? I think I might be your newest fan. Oh, I was just doing my job, you know. Then again, the other attorney was pretty cool, too. Huh? That face of his, with his eyes wide and trembling lips, it sent shivers up my spine. You say so. So, what happens with me? Do I get to go home now? Well... No, I don't think so. Not yet. Oh, I see. But I got a great lead in today's trial. Lead? That man with Miss May, he's the key. Oh, I get it. What happened to Miss May after that anyway? I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms while worked everywhere. She's probably at the detention center now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed. Yes, sir. I'm going to find out more about this man. You think he was the one who... Maybe. Sis. Don't worry, I'll find him by tomorrow. I promise. I'm counting on you. I asked for a full record of April May's testimony. I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow. But now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that hasn't been stricken from the record. I don't know how much good this will do me at all now. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in that detention center, and it's up to me to set her free. To be continued. Alright, with that, EscoNitz, we're going to call this episode here. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you have, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, EscoNitz, share the love. Goodbye.